Hey, it's Manu with 22 Sound, living the dream. And the best part of this dream is, of course, every time there are new records coming in. Shipment day was today, and we have a pretty nice release Friday, so we want to just focus on actual new releases or reissues, stuff that comes out on vinyl on Friday, December 10th. And we just wanted to show you what we got here to the store to put on the shelves. So let's get right into it. We start with a really big name, Green Day, BBC Sessions. So Green Day, they are releasing a bunch of recordings they did between 94 and 2001 at BBC Studios. There's a bunch of really big hits on here. You know, When I Come Around, Basket Case, Hitchin' a Ride, Minority, all the big stuff between Dookie and Warning. So that is really a nice treat. They've never been out before on vinyl, those recordings, and it comes on a nice milky clear vinyl. So that's Green Day BBC Sessions. Next up, we have a soundtrack to a movie that's about to come out. Licorice Pizza, the movie, comes out on Christmas Eve, but who cares? This is about the music, and the soundtrack is really cool. We have big names on here like Nina Simone, Sonny and Cher, Chuck Berry, Paul McCartney, David Bowie. Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead actually wrote a song specifically for this, so this is a really nice treat. Looks really cool too, so that's definitely a soundtrack we wanted to have here at the store. Really nice compilation of great music. Then we have more punk. Punk is pretty well represented here today. Some really cool stuff among, you know, the different varieties of punk and different eras. So this is brand new punk from the Muslims with a great album title, Fuck These Fucking Fascists. Well, we can definitely stand behind that. Well, this is nice, angry political punk, but it's still fun. That's a cool thing about it. It's definitely serious and fun at the same time. They're really not, you know, subtle. Not at all. That's really great. I wonder who this is on the cover. Looks awfully a lot like Johnny Rotten. Should I say former punk hero? Well, depends on who you ask. But yeah, he's not as highly regarded anymore with some people. He has taken some turns, let's say that. But hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this. But definitely a lot of these songs here can't be misinterpreted. They're very clear. And it is a really good album musically too. This is really great punk, like quick, short songs. Awesome stuff. Then this is a very different album. Curtis Harding. Well, he is, I guess, best described as a soul artist, but he really pulls from very different directions. He grew up traveling through the country with his mother, who was a gospel singer. That was kind of his introduction to music. They ended up basing in Atlanta. That's kind of part of the hip hop scene, but he also has ties to the metal scene and the punk scene. So it's very interesting. So you can definitely tell he pulls from different directions, from different musical inspirations, and came up with this really nice album. And we have here a nice colored version vinyl that's coming out tomorrow, a limited version of that. So Curtis Harding can definitely recommend. Great album. Then one of the indie heroes of the year, Indigo de Souza. This is the pink version of her album Any Shape You Take. This will be on a lot of best of lists of the year, I'm sure. Has made quite a splash. It's also a very beautiful album cover, and yeah, she's definitely an interesting singer, and I like to hear that there's a little bit of a punkiness or alternative rockiness in there that's definitely coming back. I think a lot of indie artists are kind of rediscovering electric guitars, distortion, and so on. It's nice to see that that's coming a little bit more back in the mainstream. I think so, at least. So definitely an artist to look out. Indigo de Souza. this is kind of a breakthrough. I think we'll hear more from her in future years. Well, here we have one for our black metal fans, Ghostbust. Well, Ghostbust, they call themselves here, or at least they're labeled as depressive suicidal black metal. It is not as slow as a lot of stuff that's labeled suicidal black metal. It's definitely dark, it's depressive, but they take some cues from death metal too, and there's a lot of variety on this album. There are really harsh parts, there are really melodic parts, there's some piano parts on it. I think it's really a great album that just ebbs and flows and goes into different directions. Definitely a very dark one, definitely based in black metal, but there is a lot happening on here. Definitely one of the highlights of recent metal releases, and now it's finally out on vinyl. This version is actually limited to 1,000. It's on black and gray swirl vinyl, so very nice package here. Then we have an album that's actually coming out in all formats tomorrow. Neil Young and his longtime backing band Crazy Horse with their new album Barn, that was, well, recorded in this beautiful barn. I mean, that sounds like the life. Well, this is roughly the 257th album that Neil Young recorded and released. I'm not exactly sure about that number, but it's got to be close to it. That guy is very productive still to this day, and it was great to see what a creative force he has been over decades, and he's still putting out new music. It's amazing. So new album, definitely looking forward to that one. Then from an artist that's been here for a long time to a brand new band, or a pretty new band, Civic, hailing from Australia. And this is a nice garage rock album, really nice and raw, gritty, but still melodic garage rock. This is coming out on white vinyl now, and when you think of Australian garage rock, punk, of course this year, Amyl and the Sniffers, they released one of the albums of the year. This is, of course, I would say people that enjoyed that album might want to listen to this one too. I'm not saying it's exactly the same or anything, but you know, it's kind of the same vibe of this raw garage rock sound, and it's definitely a very good one. I hope they get the attention that they deserve. Civic, Future Forecast. Then we have some old heroes still doing it. Ministry. This is their newest album coming out on green vinyl, limited to 1,650 copies. I don't know who came up with that number. Seems a little odd, but hey, pretty low amount. And of course, Al Jurgensen, I can't believe he's still alive. I mean, that guy, but hey, he's still putting out music, he's still mad. And he once said during the Bush years that he always releases his best stuff when a Republican is president. And so I guess while he was writing this thing, well, yeah, that guy that was president, I'm sure made him very, very mad. So very good, environment for a new Ministry record. Then we have the Dropkick Murphys from their album, came out earlier this year. Now it comes out on a nice transparent black vinyl. Of course, the Dropkick Murphys, they're just such a consistent band. You can just really count on them. They always put out great music. If you like any of their stuff, you're probably gonna dig this one too. Kind of like AC/DC in that sense. They're, it's just very consistent and always high quality stuff. Turn up that dial. It's definitely a very great record, and we have now the special version here at the store for you. DMX The Legacy. So this is a DMX Greatest Hits. Came out originally last year for Black Friday, actually, and now it's finally coming out in full, basically, to as a regular quote-unquote release. So of course this is all the big DMX stuff on there, Rough Riders Anthem, Party Up, and all that stuff. So that is definitely a great introduction to DMX. So it's just, you know, just to have all his big stuff on one vinyl. I said punk is really well represented today. It definitely is. This is AntiFlag's first album, now coming out as a reissue on a nice red, white, and blue splatter vinyl. That is nice, politically charged punk rock from a different era, from the mid-90s. And well, it still holds up, and that's definitely one that you want to go back to if you don't know them yet, or if you don't have it yet, want to revisit. Another reissue is one by, well, it was called a supergroup at the time, the New Pornographers. Their debut album, Mass Romantic. Not that they were like super big stars, but it was kind of a collective of musicians that had been doing stuff on their own or in different groups before, that got together to make this album, then actually became bigger than really each one of them individually. This is definitely an indie rock classic, you can say at this point. The New Pornographers, Mass Romantic. And hey, it's Christmas time, and apparently it's Punk Day, so we got Bad Religion's Christmas songs. Well, this is not a brand new album in that sense, but this is a limited edition green and gold album. So not only does it sound Christmassy, it looks Christmassy as well. Of some of the godfathers of punk, of melodic punk, it's Bad Religion's Christmas songs to get you in the spirit. And we have 2 delayed Black Friday releases here. You might remember Black Friday, it was a little bit chaotic. Bunch of stuff that was on the list for Black Friday. You know, so-called RSD, Record Store Day Black Friday, got delayed, and some of the stuff now came in. So this is one of them. This is the Swirlies second album. Came out in, if I remember correctly, 1996 originally. So they are putting this out on vinyl now. This is kind of a classic of shoegazy stuff. So if you like stuff like Slow Dive or My Bloody Valentine, things like that, then you might want to give this a spin. It never got super big, but they definitely had a cult following. So definitely something to check out if you like this type of music. More punk. We got, this is also a Black Friday, a delayed Black Friday release, The Freeze. And this is really great melodic hardcore from the mid 80s. That what I love about it is it's pissed off, but it's still melodic, it has hooks on it, and it's just great. I love that's the kind of punk and hardcore that I really enjoy. So The Freeze, this is definitely a classic of that genre. Here coming out as a nice limited Black Friday release. So this probably won't last long here in the store. I'm sure there's a lot of people that will appreciate that. And then here, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This album technically came out on vinyl a few weeks ago, but that was right in the Black Friday madness, so we never had a chance to put that out here. Still want to mention it. Knife with their debut album, Knife. There's a lot of knives on here. There's a song called Knife as well, but it is absolutely awesome. Like old school speed metal from Germany. Really aggressive, but also has a lot of that traditional heavy metal. I love the soloing. The soloing is very traditional. The rest of it is really aggressive, really fast, and I love that in the last few years there's been a lot of like that raw speed metal coming out that really has like a nice aggression level to it. And this is another band that came out, like, you know, there's bands like Hell Rip or Midnight made it kind of big. Total Hell from New Orleans just released a really great album in that vein. So it's kind of like that stuff. If you just like fun, fast riffs, you should definitely check it out. This has a nice old school vibe to it. Great songwriting. That's Knife from Germany. So yeah, so this wraps up the releases for December 10th that we got here to the store. Of course, we always have a bunch of classics here too, a bunch of underground stuff and everything. We always keep our store packed here, so if you have a chance to come by, do that. And please follow us at 22 Sound Records. That's on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our channel. Hey, we bring you whatever's new around here, and we're working on our YouTube channel. We're brand new as a record store, just having fun. We're making our dream come true here. So we have a lot of plans of what's coming next on our channel, and yeah, for the store itself. Check us out. Thank you for watching, and see y'all soon.